welcome to the WSL Post Show. Shannon Hughes here alongside Matt, the wax head Chinoski. Matt, what a great day of competition it's been for the very first day of the Bioglan Bells Beach Classic.
Stoked we're on longboards, Shannon, because this day would have been a lay day on the shortboards, and Rincon provided, the bowl provided, every surfer getting a lot of waves, heaps of consistency, a little onshore, but hey, these are the world's best.
Oh, and I love that call. You know, on longboard, surfers are able to really make use of maybe not as great of conditions, smaller conditions, and that's exactly what we saw today.
And encouraging signs too, the judging criteria being laid out really clearly, so all surfers, whether they can progress through or they have to surf through the elimination round, have a really clear indication of what's expected.
Well, with that, let's go down to the beach and catch up with Alice Lemoyne and True Starling.
Thanks, Shannon. Alice, the conditions were really tricky out there, but you still seem pretty happy with that heat win.
Yeah, it was like pretty tricky out there, but yes, I'm happy to make my hit. And yeah, I was like a little bit nervous, but I say like, oh yes, you need to wait for the good one. So I make it, I'm pretty happy.
And I saw you talking to Rachael before, who had a great heat, taking out her heat a couple of heats ago. So what was a couple words of wisdom that you got from her?
Yeah, she gave me some tips like wait for the second wave of the set because it's more clean. So I would wait for it, but it was like pretty long in the water to have some set. So I tried to do it, and yeah, I make it.
And apart from Rachel's little nuggets of goodness, what else was your heat strategy for that heat?
No strategy, just like I want to take the right wave, you know, and to show some good surf, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about my hit.
Would you like to say hi to anyone back at home in French?
Ouais, je voudrais dire un coucou à mes parents qui me regardent, à ma maman, un merci à mon coach Johan, pardon, et un gros bisou à La Réunion et à tout le monde. Et à très vite pour la suite.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, True. Great to hear from Alice, and, you know, picking out the better set waves like Rachael was saying in order to find that victory.
Yeah, she's just so competitive, though. The nerves don't get a hold of Alice. She's just so bubbly all the time. And, you know, she seems a little bit aloof when she comes in sometimes, but she's so determined as well, and she's hungry. She does. When you're not nervous, you make good decisions, and she always just goes out like she's free surfing, and she always gets the results.
Yeah, she is such a hungry competitor. She's definitely going to be a threat for the world title coming up this year. Another name that's going to be a threat to that world title when we're talking men's surfing, and some of the highlights that we saw throughout today happened in the opening round, heat number 4, where Kaniela Stewart ended up getting the win against Kai Ellis-Flint and Jack Tyro in the heat of the day.
Absolute highlight of a heat here. Kai Ellis-Flint, beautiful smooth transitions, banking that one off the top, showing full length of the rail and the nose. But Kai, just an absolute throwback to the 60s and incorporating that flow and style that he's known for around the world. And considered one of the underground stylists now on the world tour, and cementing his place here among the world's best. And just effortless style, that drop knee turn, and a huge bag of tricks that he's yet to show us.
Yeah, incredible surfing. He dropped a 6.33 and a 5.73, which could have won a few other heats today, but it was Kaniela Stewart with a 7.33 as the best wave of the heat and the backup of the 5.73 that took him through with the lead.
Impeccable nose riding there from Kaniela Stewart, showing the full length of the board, tail, nose, stepping back through the middle and just finishing every wave so strong. And a little bit of steeze there, looking at the judges and flicking out there.
Kai Ellis-Flint finding himself on another little perler through the inside.
It's Kai's ability to surf the full length of the board, and with absolutely no dominant features of that surfboard, he's just looking so buttery smooth. From that midsection, he surfs, stepping back into that drop knee slash, compressing and showing the judges that he is just the criteria. Everything that he embodies is traditional longboard surfing, but Kaniela with that nose riding, it's just like a good old barrel. You can't beat it. If you're hanging 10, that's the ultimate. And the judges saw that in the critical section and gave Kaniela the nod.
So true. It was a great heat. There was also Jack Tyro, who was one of our local wildcards, won the trials yesterday on the men's side coming out of New Zealand. It was great to have him in the lineup alongside the other guys.
Absolutely, and what a great experience to have Kaniela on a roll, fresh from Huntington, and Kai Flint, the form stylist of the event. Obviously, Kaniela getting the nod there, but Kai going out a little bit early than people would have expected at Huntington, so he's got something to prove, but Jack not far behind, and he'll be back ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting day of surfing coming up tomorrow, but we got more highlights right now. The highlights for the women's side of the draw included Kaniela Stewart's cousin, Kalise Kaleopa'a, who took out the win over Kaede Inui, another one of the wild cards in from yesterday's trial, and Liv Stokes of Canada, who walked away in that third place position.
Yeah, this was a really hot heat. All surfers getting solid waves, and Kaede was just unable to complete some of her waves. This was one of the better ones, and she ramps up here, just keeping that forward, and then just bobbling off on the shore break there, right into the sand. And this is Kalise, so smooth, the Waikiki surfer, just showing why she's on top, coming into this event in the red jersey, just carving that one through the Bells Beach chop. The wind swell, absolutely just not an issue for Kalise as she carves it left to right, all the way around, utilising the whole length of the board, just ticking the criteria, nose riding, rail turns, and just finishing strong on the inside with control.
Now, it wasn't the highest scoring affair between the few surfers in the water, just a few 5s and 4s being thrown around, but it was Kalise who was able to walk out on top with a fantastic performance.
Absolutely, and another fantastic performance was someone who did get some high scores with Natsumi Taoka, sending it on this nose ride. You can see just holding it through the bowl there, and super strong as Natsumi, and you know when she puts the jersey on, she's going to give it her everything.
The wave of the day for Natsumi Taoka, an 8.33 off the Bells Bowl late in the afternoon, and showing us why she is a real threat for this week's competition.
Absolutely, and there was a trend there with the judges really enjoying surfers arching their hips and showing that confidence. Alice Lemoyne in that previous heat doing the same thing, and really showing the judges when you're up on that nose, if you're not hanging 10, just at least show them that you want to be there, and the section's allowing you just to relax and arch back, and the judges are accordingly judging it as an excellent score.
And it's one of those things that just gives us a feeling, I think, as fans, as audience as well, when you see a surfer that's locked into that perched 5 or 10 and has that relaxed posture in any way, it just gives us that connection to that moment as well.
Economy of movement, the way we hold our hands does indicate to the judges the level of nerves that we're having, and if we want to be there and you're stylish and you look understated, well, that's the best way that you can be. There's other forms of style, there's hands up, and you know, there's all sorts of little steezy things you can do, but at the end of the day, if you're making it look relaxed, that's what the flow and the style element are in the criteria for.
Well, we saw a lot of relaxed surfing out there today. We did see some nerves and some other things kind of rolling through for day one of competition. We've got more action to come tomorrow. Matt, it's been great to call the action alongside of you. We'll be back in your ears bright and early, running through those elimination rounds. We're not sure the entire call yet, but we'll find out tomorrow morning for day 2 of the Bioglan Bells Beach Longboard Classic presented by Rip Curl, with more great waves to come.